We sing about them, we put them on the top of our trees. And I've believed in angels my whole life because I was brought up in a religious home, and it was something that we always talked about and believed in as just kind of a reality. But then about 3-4 years ago, I lost my best friend, and shortly after I lost my dad. Both passed away to cancer. And suddenly I found myself really challenging this thing that I've always just assumed was real because I was taught that angels were there and that that's what we become when we pass on. And in questioning it and really diving in, saying, is this a foundation that I can still stand on now that it's something that I have to stand on? And I came out of that experience with a belief firmer than ever that angels exist and that they're all around us all the time. And I actually, people might be a little surprised to hear this, that one of the most spiritual moments of my life happened when I was on Dancing with the Stars. How many of you guys watch Dancing with the Stars? Okay. All right, well then this is a story worth telling. So when I was on Dancing with the Stars, I was also finishing up learning a brand new Christmas tour. And so I would go from 6 hours of ballroom dance rehearsal every day and then go to tour rehearsals. And then halfway through the season, we went on tour. And then my partner and I were flying back and forth while doing shows. And to say that I was exhausted is just, I have never done anything so hard in my entire life. I will say it was also one of the most fun things I have ever done in my entire life. I'd always wanted to learn to ballroom dance, but I was just absolutely exhausted. And then about 2/3 of the way through the season, I displaced a rib and experienced some of the most excruciating pain that I had ever felt. And I just reached my end when I was at my limit, and I was like, there's nothing more I can do. Wherever I turn, I'm going to let someone down. I'm going to disappoint thousands of fans that have bought tickets to my Christmas show if I can't be there for them. And I'm going to I'll make a fool of myself on national television in front of millions of people if I don't learn these ballroom routines. And now I was in pain. And so I went to the last place I knew to go when all your physical abilities and everything that you know and that's tangible and that makes sense, when all of that is expended, I went to my Heavenly Father. And I actually asked for a blessing. It's something they do in my faith where you can get a blessing, and it's kind of like a special prayer from God to you that's given to you through someone else. And in this blessing, I was told that angels would be with me every step of the way, and they wouldn't leave my side, and that I would be given strength beyond my own to complete the tasks that I was given. And then more specifically, I was told that my dad would be by my side and wouldn't leave this whole time. And I can tell you that I relied on that promise with all my heart, and I would literally go to bed and say, I only have 3 hours to sleep tonight, and I needed to count as 20. And then I'd wake up in the morning, go to rehearsal, and think I only have 5 hours to rehearse right now. I literally needed to count as 12. And I made it through every second of every day, just relying on strength beyond my own and asking my angels for help. And so, sorry, I know this is a long story. You came to see music and dance, but I'm almost done. But Mark and I made it all the way to the finale. And at the finale, we were backstage warming up. It was our final routine. I had it down, and suddenly I just blanked. We hadn't slept in an entire 24 hours because we took a red eye to be at the finale, and I just blanked, and I suddenly couldn't remember any of the steps, and I started to panic and almost have like a meltdown backstage. And my partner, Mark, was like, oh my gosh, like, what happened? Like, what can I do? And then they called our names to go to the stage to perform on live TV. You can't say, I need a couple minutes. No. Live TV. They're like, we're coming back from commercial break in 45 seconds. You have to have your feet on your mark. So I go out there, and my mind's racing as I'm trying to go over the steps in my head. And then I got hit by the spotlight seconds before we were about ready to start. And all I had time to do was to just say a quick prayer, 2 words. And I just said, Dad, help. And then the music started, and it was like a dream. I literally just kind of floated through that entire routine, and I did it better than I had ever done it in any rehearsal or any of our other previous routines. I danced better that night than I'd ever danced in my entire life, and I did it at a time when I was weaker and broken than I'd ever been before in my entire life. And I just want you to know that when you get to that point, when you've given all you can give, and you feel like you're not enough physically or mentally or emotionally, you can call upon strength beyond your own. And whether you believe, like I do, in God and angels, and whether you believe that the universe has power or that we are all connected, whatever it is you believe in, there is so much power that comes from relying on strength beyond your own when you're at your wit's end. And I can attest to that. And for that reason, I literally imagine myself going through life with angels all around me, and I ask them for help all the time. And I encourage you, if you believe in something, to ask for help, and you'll be amazed the things that you can do. And so that's what this next song is about, being surrounded.